They towed my $42,000 work van in broad daylight, and I was the HOA's own licensed electrician. The kicker? I'd just come back from fixing their damn clubhouse generator. 2 hours later, my van was gone. Towed without warning. No calls. No notice. Just vanished like a ghost with all my tools still locked inside. I live in Westbridge Oaks, one of those prim-and-pressed suburban neighborhoods with flag-lined lawns and smile-through-your-teeth neighbors. I moved here 5 years ago with my wife, Lena, and our daughter Maddie. Clean schools, wide sidewalks, and what the realtor called an active, supportive HOA. Supportive? Maybe if you're a retired dentist with nothing better to do than measure grass height. I'm not just a resident here, I'm the HOA's contracted electrician. Certified, licensed, bonded. I've rewired their pool heaters, replaced streetlight transformers, even helped fix their irrigation timer after the last board president botched it trying to DIY with a YouTube tutorial. The first red flag? It wasn't a flag, it was a sticky note. Slapped on my windshield one morning. Commercial vehicle violation. Must be garaged or removed immediately. Handwritten. No logo. No signature. My van's not some eyesore. It's a gray Mercedes Sprinter with clean signage, spark-wire electric, licensed, insured, residential and commercial. No flashing lights, no ladders sticking out. Just a neat rig that helps me put food on the table. I shrugged it off. Figured it was a bored neighbor. But 3 days later, I got a certified letter. $325 fine. No hearing. No warning. Just a typed-up notice citing some vague clause about non-residential aesthetic harmony. And at the bottom, a name I hadn't seen before. Issued by Melanie Griggs, HOA Compliance Coordinator. Who? Turns out, she's new. Appointed, not elected. No one voted her in. She just showed up on the board emails one day after the previous guy retired midterm. And she came in swinging, sending out mass citations for fence colors, basketball hoops, even porch planters. But here's where things turned nasty. A week after the van tow, I stopped getting service requests from the HOA. I emailed. I called. Nothing. Then my neighbor Greg, who's also on the HOA board, pulled me aside at the mailbox. You didn't hear it from me, he said, but Melanie brought you up at the last board meeting. Brought me up? She said you were running a commercial enterprise from home and might be in breach of the community charter. Knowledge nugget number 1, most HOA bylaws include vague language around commercial activity, but these clauses are unenforceable without proof of client traffic, signage violations, or noise complaints. I don't run a storefront. I don't host clients. I work on site and keep to myself. But that didn't stop Melanie from sending a letter to every homeowner with a bullet point list. Do not employ unapproved contractors. Do not allow unauthorized commercial vehicles to park overnight. Report neighbors violating the aesthetic charter. And next to it, a photo of my van. Zoomed in. Cropped. My company name clearly visible. My phone started buzzing with confused calls from clients who lived in the neighborhood. Hey, man, did you get banned or something? You still doing jobs here, or? That's when I realized this wasn't just about a van. Melanie was trying to exile me. So I started digging. Public records. Board minutes. Budget logs. And then I found it. Buried deep in the quarterly financials. Contractor Transition Allocation Fund, $18,500. But no listed recipient. No invoice. No breakdown. The file was uploaded by griggsm.pdf. A few more clicks, and I hit something that made my stomach twist. Melanie's husband, Charles Griggs, was the owner of Griggs Property Solutions LLC, a newly registered business offering electrical, landscaping, and plumbing services. It all clicked. She wasn't protecting the neighborhood's visual harmony. She was clearing the field for her husband's business. And I was the last real competition. But this went deeper than HOA pettiness. When I spoke to the county clerk about the Griggs LLC registration, she mentioned something odd. Funny thing, she said, I've seen that name pop up in zoning appeals for contractor licenses, usually rejected for past tax issues. Tax issues? I pulled their business filing. Boom. IRS lien from 2020. Knowledge nugget number 2, if your HOA's vendors have federal liens, their contracts may be invalid under most municipal procurement laws, especially if nepotism's involved. It wasn't just unethical. It was illegal. I reported the financials to the HOA Oversight Committee, but it would take weeks. Maybe months. I needed backup. So I made flyers. Old school. Sharpie bold. Know your bylaws. Know your rights. You could be next. I handed them out at the community pool, at the dog park, at Sunday soccer. I posted on the neighborhood Facebook group, until Melanie had me banned. So I went analog. Clipboards. Door knocking. Even late-night porch chats with people I barely knew. I showed them the lien. The fake contractor transition fund. The cropped van photo. I told them exactly how Griggs was playing them. The spark caught. By the end of the week, I had 38 households signed onto a petition demanding an emergency board meeting. Screenshot this clause and tag a friend who needs HOA armor. Any resident contractor currently in good standing cannot be restricted from operation without a public hearing. Melanie tried to block the meeting. Too late. We showed up at the community center. Packed house. Neighbors standing shoulder to shoulder. I stepped up to the mic. I've fixed your breakers. I've dug your trenches. I've never missed a permit or damaged a lawn. But this board, your board, decided I was disposable. Why? Because I wasn't married to the right name. People clapped. Some booed. Melanie stood stone-faced at the back, arms crossed. Then Greg, my mailbox ally, walked to the front. I motioned for a vote to suspend Melanie Griggs pending a financial audit and ethics review. Hands shot up. 61-12. She didn't say a word. Just grabbed her bag and walked out. Fast. Knowledge nugget number 3, any HOA board member can be suspended via special vote if your governing documents allow a 2/3 majority quorum in emergency sessions. Check your CC and RS. In the following weeks, we held open audits. Griggs Property Solutions lost its pending contracts. The HOA hired a third-party investigator to clean up the books. As for me, I got a formal apology and a 5-year renewal on my electrician contract. But I didn't stop there. We added new rules: no undisclosed vendor relationships, no secret hires. All fines must include date-stamped photos and certified citations. And Melanie? Let's just say she left behind a little parting gift. One night, I checked the HOA inbox, out of habit. There it was. A voicemail. Dated 2 days after her suspension. You think you won? You think this ends here? You don't know who's really pulling the strings. Enjoy your little victory, Sparky. She never returned a single tool from the clubhouse shed. And next week, I'll tell you about the city council that tried to seize a community solar project, until one grandmother exposed a backroom deal that nearly bankrupted them. Keep your lights on.